Okay, so I got the Speedwerx Polaris Matrix 1.5 quart lightweight oil tank here. It's supposed to mostly take the stock parts and fittings, so it should be a pretty straightforward install. So far I've basically took a T40 bolt that holds this here, or actually first I siphoned the oil out, but took T40 there. This guy just sort of plugs in there and wiggles loose, just sort of lightly pull and wiggle, and it's like rubber ribs, keep it sealed. This is of course the low oil sensor. I'm gonna reuse that as well. So next up here is the actual oil line where it goes into the tank. This is probably the trickiest / most important part of this whole deal. This, obviously you don't want those air in that line there. You can see a little bit there. So once we get that pulled out and put into the other tank, you're gonna have to bleed these lines. So I have the tank off. These lines are held on by these little pincher clamps, needle nose and some fiddling, pretty simple. So this is the oil line fitting that goes into this tank, and we're going to get it out of here and put it into the new oil tank. Okay, so there you go. Yanked her out of there. Pretty simple little guy. It's got a screen on it. It's sort of like a pre-filter, and then this plug is just fat and skinny. You just push it in there, pops in, pull it out, pull on it gingerly, but with some firmness, and he'll come out. So in order to get this into the next tank, you can pull this grommet off of this guy here, and that'll make squishing this rubber into that hole, which is obviously a tight fit, make it a little easier. Then you can put the actual line through the grommet. So Speedwerx also sends you this bolt. It does not have a lock on it. I put that on there, but it goes through this arm. It's kind of hard to see, but back in there, there's this little flange thingy right there. And nothing was in it before, but now this is going to go in there, hold this down, and then this other little tab on the oil tank goes into this old T40 hole. Just looking at how it lines up, I thought it might go like that, but it also could go on the back side. I don't know. I'm going to try both and see what fits. All right, here we got got everything pretty much installed now. You can see the old lines are, the hose clamps are back in place. This guy's stuffed in there. The T40 screws towards the engine, and then this tab back there, which is very difficult to see, but you can see it. That bolt goes away from the engine as you screw it in. That's how it fits. I saw some comments online somewhere talking about not doing it the wrong way. I don't think it would fit the wrong way, so I'm not sure how you would do that, but that's what it all looks like hooked up. Next, we are going to fill this with oil and make sure to bleed all the air out of the oil lines. Also saw some things online talking about how an inch of air in a line was acceptable by Polaris. I'm not sure that's true. Either way, it doesn't seem like it's necessary. Let's just bleed them. Okay, so I found some things online that talked about using the brake lever combined with holding the throttle open and the reverse button, sort of being a cheat code to running the oil pump to prime this line. Does not seem to work on the 26 Patriot 850 Boost, which is what this is. However, there's basically just this stretch of line about that long. It doesn't have oil in it. This line, the other one, just by tipping it on its side, how it is here. So yeah, tipping it back and forth a bit. This one actually just sort of primed itself, which is great. This one, on the other hand, will not prime itself by tipping on its side. So I'm taking this these long needle nose pliers with a flat sort of grooveless part and just pinching this hose. And if you pinch it enough, there's sort of, I guess, milking it, I don't know what to call it. You can see that the oil starts to work because the air is sort of pushing up into the tank, and you start to like get little bits of oil to come out by doing that. Pretty time-taking and painful, but it does seem to work. So I think you can also take it to the dealer based purely on Googling that the dealer can connect like an Easy Link or something and run the pump, but I am not going to do that. All right, so I've just about got it here. Just a little visual of what's actually happening when you squeeze the tube. That bubble goes up in there and just sort of pushes the air back into the tank. It takes forever, probably not good for your tube. Love to hear a better way to do it without just figuring out how to prime that pump. So anyway, visually inspected the lines. There aren't any more bubbles. So we're basically done here. Okay, so got it all put back together. Was only real tricky part about it was bleeding those lines. Otherwise, I will say the bolt that goes back up behind there, it's a little bit tricky to get that thing on there. If you don't have the tools to do it, this thing, Harbor Freight, cost like $3.50 or $4 or something. It's basically just a ratchet, and with a 6mm Allen, that'll snug it all up. And then once it's ready to be sort of tightened or torqued on there, I just do that with a 1/4-inch wrench on, again, a 6mm. This guy would just barely fit in there, but it wouldn't fit in there with the ratchet on it. So that's how I tightened it once it was on there. And yeah, hope anyone else doing this finds this video useful. Thanks.